Good afternoon. It is Wednesday, June the 29th, a little after 2, and am kind of unexpectedly on Facebook. I thought I would go ahead and demonstrate one of the cards. I have an appointment at 3, so I can't stay a long time. I believe I'm live. I just need to make sure I'm in the right spot. My card class was yesterday. Yeah, that looks nice. Turn my volume up. Okay, looks pretty good. Roll that up a little bit. I want you to be able to see, so I kind of get it adjusted some. If you hop on, please comment. I'm monitoring on my iPad, so hopefully I can see my comments. It's kind of weird how it does you sometimes. All right. Like I said, I'm going to do one card right now, and I think I will post over the next 2 or 3 days to do the rest of the cards. Everybody came in person, so I don't have anyone waiting to make the cards at home. And I thought I would just make the fun go a little bit longer. So this month is the last month. In fact, it's the last 2 days of the January to June mini catalog. So I needed to use some of the items that have retired because they're no longer available or are retiring. They may be in short supply. And I also wanted to use some of the new items from the new annual catalog. So it's a little bit of this and that. Friday, the brand new July to December, what we call the holiday mini catalog, comes out, goes live. I think some of you have started getting them in the mail. If you haven't and you would like one, just let me know. Comment here, send me an email, send me a text, private message me. I am happy to provide you a catalog. I probably will be on Friday, kind of my plan to do a little bit of a walkthrough and sneak peek some of the items that I have in my possession. I can't show you the inside of the catalogs, but I can certainly show you the outside of the catalog. I can't wait to make this card. I do have the products to make it. I just have to have the time to make it. We are also having our second round of celebration. As a reminder that these are free items that you get for every $50 in your orders. And you can kind of see on the front they've posted this Hippest Hippo is free with a $50 purchase. There are also dies that coordinate with that are free with a $50 purchase. A couple of other combinations of a stamp set and designer series paper. Some paper that goes with the Rings of Nature. There's some really nice things that you get free, and that's for the months of July and August. So we'll be seeing more of those. I'll show you samples. I can't get to them now. You should see my room. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this card. This card was made with the Symbols of Fortune Designer Series paper. That particular bundle kind of has an Asian theme to it, and I didn't buy the stamps and the dies, but I did get a package of the Designer Series paper, and it's combined with the Blessings of Home stamp set and bundle, actually, because it's not just the stamps, the dies that we'll use to die cut the flower. So this is the Flowers of Home dies, and then the stamp set is called Blessings of Home. It's that one with the beautiful flower. It's large. You can see kind of the size. We're going to use this flower for this card, and we're going to use the Thank You for Inspiring Me, kind of in an unexpected way. because we are kind of combining some products. So let me find, I'm using gray granite. That is an unexpected color, but it looks kind of a brownish whenever you're stamping it. Okay. Everything else I need is out here. There is a piece of vellum that is layered over the designer series paper. It helps kind of mute the paper so it's not quite as bright, not quite as prominent. It just gives it a different look. I'm gonna put my adhesive in the center of it because that's going to be covered by the doily. Those doilies are part of the Blessings of Home suite. I still had that particular color left. I believe the cinnamon cider did retire when the annual catalog retired, but I thought you would forgive me if I used. See the back side of this is what we call specialty paper. It has the gold. I think some of the other sheets may have silver. But I'm not a real big shiny product as far as my papers go. I like it in my bling. So I'm going to put those together. And see, you can kind of see where that adhesive is, but it's going to be covered with the doily, and I can go ahead and attach the doily, and then my front is put together until I get my flowers done. Set that aside, move that aside. So I'm gonna stamp the flower in the gray granite. Get it inked up good. Remember, you just tap, tap, tap. You don't have to smash it into the ink pad to get ink on it. And if you're careful and just do it straight up and straight down, you don't get ink on the edges of your stamp. It's because when you accidentally rock it, if you have ink on the edge, then you get a halo around your stamped image, and that's kind of frustrating. All right, you know me, I have to clean my stamps so I don't accidentally make a mess. So we're going to color that image with stamping blends. And wait till you see this handful. I was teasing them. I'm like, are you sure you're going to have enough colors? And I just kind of overdid it. I put in a lot of the colors. It didn't mean that they had to use them all, because you could use your own imagination. I'm going to start with this one to color this in any way that you wanted to. You didn't have to follow my example. However, sometimes I do. It's easier just to let somebody else do the thinking. Then I'm not having to think. I'm going to color the centers with Daffodil Delight. It's not going to show up. It will on this one. Using the little nib end. I could use the brush end, but I didn't. How about if we do the dark? This is Pale Papaya. It's the dark Pale Papaya. So that shows up if you give it a little extra rubbing. Alright, I think I'll do the leaves. I'm picking the easy colors first. You don't have to push real hard with these stamping blends either. Just let the blend do the work, because it just kind of glides on. The pointy part of this one is beginning to wear down. That's why I was saying you don't really have to push hard to get it to color. So did you know that July is watercolor month? I don't think these count as watercolors. I think paints and our pencils, our water painters, those things. This reminds me of watercolor because it's light. Pastel. I just made all the leaves the same color. They get real creative. Could have probably switched it out and done the soft sea. This is like mint macaron. This is the seafoam. Actually, I think whatever. Sometimes if you layer on two different colors, you get a totally unexpected color. I guess you're making your own colors up. So we'll do that on the big leaves. Kind of leave those little leaves alone. And let's do one over here. I think I want balmy blue. This is light balmy blue. Because the nice thing about this designer series paper, there's not really anything to match because it's, I don't know, crumb cake, soft suede. I'm not sure exactly what those colors are. So we're just gonna, don't want to bore you with the coloring, but I can't really speed this up. I'll just sit here and color them. So have you been outside today? It's pretty nice out today. Beats the 100-degree humidity stuff we've had. Now, here in Northeast Texas, we get a whole variety of weather. And I'm going to add some highlights. Remember, they kind of make it easy. They add some highlights on the stamps for us. And these blends, you can just go in and put some color and then go back to the light to blend it in. Helps soften the edges. And it makes it a little bit darker. Look at that. It's coming together. Colored the inside of that a little more. Let's do the dark Daffodil Delight. Don't want to get too carried away with it. Alright, let's see, what color do we want? How about if we do the dark mint macaron, but do the stems. You know, stems don't always have to be brown. I'm using the nib end because it's tiny and stays in the lines a little better. I'm going to add some detail here and then I'll go back with that'll get the right one. Mint macaron, and this one must be getting dry. They do dry out or something, like, you know, they've been used a lot, so I don't want to mess up my coloring because I'm nearly done. Sure don't want to start over. How about if I just use the little end? Just to kind of fill it in because I didn't go all the way the edges. All right, that looks totally different, doesn't it? I'm going to move these out of our way and bring in my mini die cutting machine. Oh, dang, that thing is heavy. Sorry, it's kind of right up under your nose, isn't it? I can probably raise this. Maybe not. get it up some. I don't want to cut it off to the side. I want to do it right there where you can see the magic. So I've put my number 1 plate, my number 2 plate, one of the number 3s, my piece of, how about if I do it on this side so you can see I'm building the sandwich. Get my die, and I can stand up, and you just kind of eye it up. Try to get the same amount of white around all the edges. That looks pretty good. And then I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape to hold that thing in place, because no matter how careful you lay that top plate on it, it moves. And once you've gotten it all lined up, you don't want it to move. You want it to stay in place. There we go. I'll be doing it backwards, but that's okay. It's disappearing, disappearing. Gone from your view. There we have it. Very carefully pull your washi tape off. Pull that off. Pop that out. There is our die cut flower. Then on our label, I made this a thank you card because I had kind of gotten low on thank you cards. And I'm going to show you our new masking paper, because this stamp says thank you for inspiring me, and I only wanted the thank you words. So our new masking paper, it comes in sheets like this, 5 by 7. It's sticky, and you can use it for lots of different things, but it works great for this. So I'm gonna stick it on here. Yep, it's not gonna cooperate real great, because I kind of needed a longer piece, but sometimes I get a little chintzy. And then you can just ink up the whole stamp. You don't have to worry about making sure you don't get it on the edge of for inspiring me. See, I pushed kind of hard, so I do have ink on the edge of my, but I think I can stamp it without rocking. We shall see. I'm just kind of eyeing it up. I'm not at a good angle, but I don't want to get my head in your way. Straight down, straight up. Ah, it worked. Go us. So now I have to thank you. And you kind of had a choice of what you wanted to do. If you wanted to notch the end, if you wanted to angle the end. I think I'm going to angle this one. And I want it this direction. Yeah, this way. So I'm going to go up to that corner. And here's a little trick I learned. I kind of figured it out myself. All right, I want it to go the same direction. So it'll be this way. And if I just match it up, kind of put it down in the corner down here. I'll get the same angle. It's even across the bottom. Look at that. You can eye it up, but I was kind of working with it, trying to get it to be even, do what I wanted it to do. And I just took my piece that I cut off, that little triangle, and flipped it around, and same degree here. So let me show you a trick about the ribbon. I did not have any more fine art ribbons, so I had to use the Flirty Flamingo that did retire, sorry. But it coordinated with this card really nicely, and I had a bunch left. So I put a couple of strips of my adhesive on the back of my flowers because it'll stick, and now I can work with it to weave it back and forth to make it lay on here the way I want it. So you just kind of play with it, make it lay the way you want it. This ribbon has sparklies on one side and it's just shiny on the other. Okay, I want it more at, ooh, that stuck good, an angle. It's too straight, like more down like that. That way. Yeah, that's better. And then give it a trim. I can trim that when I get it on the card because it looks like it's going to want to be a little bit long. And I think what I'll do is take one glue dot, get it to put right here so that it will behave itself. Okay. It is mounted on the card front on dimensionals. Imagine that. But you almost have to whenever you have layers like this. Otherwise it doesn't sit flat and it looks kind of funny. And I don't necessarily put my dimensionals on the ribbon because then you would have mountains and valleys. So I just try to pick, I did put it on the edge up here on that top part because that does help hold it in place, but I'm not going to put any here in the middle. It's going to be kind of against the card. And then just angle this what looks pretty to you. Kind of nice. And I'm going to put dimensionals underneath this left end of the thank you. I may put two side by side. And then the end that's sitting on the flowers, I think I'm going to put a glue dot under that. So you'll kind of want to eye it and line it up even with the bottom of the card. Oh, I probably don't need one, but I am going to put one because I want my card to stay together and it doesn't add weight to it. So this one does have some of the, I think they're called something rounds. I didn't have any more. So I do have some of these gorgeous champagne rhinestone basic jewels, which coordinates with the colors beautifully. So that's what we're going to use to embellish it with. Put a big one and a little one and a little one up here. They really pop a lot better than these rounds do. So that is the first card that we made. Well, it wasn't the first card, but this is one of the cards. And get that lined up. I've moved everything. So that is card number 1. I will be back with the other 4 cards kind of over the next couple of days. there is a strip of this pretty stuff to go on the inside. I would just go ahead and put adhesive on that. Pop that in there. Usually on thank you notes, I don't put sentiments on the inside because you're going to write a note. So you need your space. Well, that was long. Let me put it all the way in there. Kind of has a tail. So you just flip it over and trim that little tail off. And there you go. So I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy stamping. Bye.